This is FIBA Podcast. Thank you for joining us in our morning daily devotion.
Praise be to the living God, my beloved brother and sister. For today's meditation, I would like to talk about self-control. In a world that is filled with sin, sorrow, discouragement, pain, and a lot of addictions, it is very important and rather vital to have a life of self-control. You see, all around us, there are people, especially youngsters and even adults. Self-control is not only for the teenaged or the youngsters or the people in the 20s, 30s or 40s. Across all age groups, self-control is an absolute must. We see a lot of examples in the Bible where people could not master the fruit of the Spirit called self-control and gave into the devices of the devil, into the schemes and plans and purposes of the devil, and immediately the purpose of God was broken, shaken, and shattered in their life. At the end, these people who were meant to do great things, achieve wonderful big things for God, fell simply because they did not have this one fruit of the Spirit, which is a very important fruit called self-control. Whether it is the area of food, habits, or lifestyle, everything should be under the fruit of the Spirit called self-control. You see the example of Esau, the brother of Jacob in the Old Testament, prioritizing food over the promise of God in Genesis 25. You see the story of Samson and Delilah, where he couldn't exercise the fruit of the Spirit called self-control in his personal moral life. And there are a lot of examples in the Bible that we can count on and see what transpired the moment they chose to neglect the fruit called self-control. Where do you stand today, my beloved brother and sister? You may be a teenager, you may be an adult, or you may be also an elderly person. Where do you stand today when it comes to self-control? Are you able to keep yourself holy in the presence of God, not giving into the tantrums and the schemes of the devil? The devil doesn't come with two horns. He comes in the form of social media. He comes in the form of that beautiful girl. He comes in the form of that handsome looking guy. He comes in the form of fancy habits. He comes in the form of fancy lifestyles. And yet, we are not able to discern them. And without self-control, we just give ourselves to habits, to people, without knowing if they or them or even these habits are even meant for us. And that's why we have the fruit of the Spirit, which act as moral compasses for us to wade through the world, this jungle called the world, and the fruit of the Spirit will allow you to traverse this path of righteousness. If you do not have a self-controlled spirit, it means that you are without boundaries where the enemy can attack you easily. You may be very talented, Samson was. You may be wonderful as a singer or a harp player or a guitar player, or an amazing singer, a beautiful artist. And so was David. These guys in the Bible, like David and Samson, even though they were great in their art, they let certain moments in their life define them. Bathsheba was a defining moment for David. Delilah was a defining moment for Samson. They let their guards down. They let the fruit of the Spirit down at that very moment where they needed it the most. And that's all the devil needs. He just needs a foothold into your life, and he will bang the door open and come into your life and do things that by the time you realize it's happened, it may be too late. So my beloved child of God, exercise caution, exercise self-control, and that's why it's correctly called the fruit of the Spirit. Self control is a fruit of the Spirit that you and I should exercise to overcome the wicked world that we live in. And so God will continue to live in these living temples and use you powerfully as a blessing to many more people. May God bless you abundantly.
Dear listener, we are here to stand with you in your time of need. We want to pray with you and for your prayer request. Do you need someone to talk to? We are here for you. Call us or send a message at +91 636 425 2164 +91 636 425 2164. God bless you.